All right, here we go. Beautiful people of Instagram, this is Jose Trujillo, the world's greatest living artist. Just because that's the way it is. Sorry guys, there can only be one world's greatest living artist, and that's moi.
I love it.
I know a lot of you out there are like, man, I'm a great artist too. You may be great, but you're not the world's greatest living artist. Only I am. How's it going, everybody? Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you. Here's 10. Alexandra, Matthias, Tamana, Solseva 24. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I know I'm butchering those names. I'm sorry, guys. But that's the way it is right now. So I'm going to give you guys a little demo on this painting. Man, I feel like this is by the way, this is masonite board. Gessoed masonite board. It's just masonite board, guys. Check it out. Nothing more than that. Okay? It's the art that's special. This is 15 by 20, almost 23. Yeah, 15 by 23. So it's going to be super cool. Check it out. And here we go. Oh, you know what? I'm going to need some more oil. You guys want to see a little cool trick about that oil? Check it out. Because I know a lot of you guys like my little tricks. Bam! Look. Ooh la la! I feel like, and this is expensive oil. This is like, I don't know, this is like, in here, there's like at least a good, almost 10 bucks. It's very expensive oil. It's Walmart oil that I like to use. But, you know, it's the safest. It feels good. It doesn't smell bad. And it's just, thank you so much for the hearts, guys. You guys are super awesome. And now, let's get to this, okay? I like to keep a wet brush. There's already a term for that. They call it wet on wet. Or some people call it a la prima. So here we go, okay? I do it with this brush. Bam, bam, bam. What I want to do is get those creative juices happening, right? I've talked about this often, and I love to talk about it. What are you doing there? There you go. Get that happening. It's in the movement where I really find the stuff, right? It's in the movement. If you stay in one place, what happens is that you're going to start thinking. You start thinking, you start getting worried. You start getting worried, you stop trusting yourself. That's really what it is, okay? So, this is how I do it. I do a little bit here, and then I'm like, oh, let's jump with the same color without fear, okay? I'm a little bit over here, and I'm like, oh, let's jump, right? And that's how I like to do it. It keeps me moving. This is a little path, maybe. Why not? Let's make an S path. Look, this is an S path, okay? This is already extensively covered by a lot of old artists that we're used to do, you know. This is not gospel either. It's not gospel truth. It works. It still works. It's old knowledge that still works for composition purposes, okay? Edgar Payne covered this already extensively. Thanks so much, guys. How's it going, Monte? How's it going? Perlio, Cristina Gonzalez. Hola, hi, how's it going? And this is how we do it here. We do it rough. We do it rough. McRough, Chicago, Illinois. So check it out. Let's take a bite out of crime right here. You want to move yourself. Okay? It's about movement. But you don't want to stay in one area. So you move, and then you go, ooh, what's that? Ooh, right here. And then what ends up painting is that intellect, that the true intelligent part of yourself is the one that ends up painting. Not the fearful self. The fearful self knows nothing about painting. The fearful self knows about composition, colors, and all kinds of stuff like that. But it will not bring the magic out. That's why Again, the guy said, only when I don't know what I'm doing is when I'm really painting. He's talking about that aspect. I'm going to do an extensive group of videos about that and how I get into that mode, into that mindset, and how I can show you guys how you can do it as well. It's just a zone, right? It's painting without fear, really. I love that. How's it going, Kim? How's it going, Casperileo? Power. That's right. That's right. That's power. That's all there is to it. You know? And then bam, and then bam, 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 bam. I feel like I'm cooking. I feel like in a cooking show. And then one of the things I like to do with a brush also is that if I'm putting paint with my brush, I don't just go, oh my God. No, I go, right? It's almost like you're welding. You push. This allows you to lose the fear and then start recognizing where the opportunity is. See, every brush stroke is an opportunity. And it takes me closer to what I want, right? So it's not necessarily doing this. It's not jumping like that. It's you're pushing. And you're moving your arm, not just your wrist. Okay, I'm giving you guys one of my major points here. Because I know a lot of you guys continue to ask me. And you don't just go in one direction, you go in multiple directions. I go like this, I go like that. You use it all. It's very zen. Nothing gets wasted. All of it gets used. Even the back of the brush gets used. You know? Nothing gets wasted. This right here, even though I have blue on the brush, it's okay. It gets me moving until I find the color that best represents that piece, that place, right? That area. And this is how I do it. This is not how everybody does it. This is how I do it. So if you guys see my work, it's very intense. I end up sweating every time I paint. Every time I put in my hours of paint, I'm sweating at the end of the day. It is very intense. And this is something that I normally don't share with people because people are like, man, how do you do it? No, it's like a workout. I don't know why I don't look like Brad Pitt right now. Having those arms and abs like Brad Pitt from all the workout that I do here. But it is intensive. And then nothing gets wasted again, right? Purple can be on the trees and so does yellow. And they can coexist. Because you don't want to waste anything. Everything becomes an opportunity to express, right? And then there you start finding values. And you start finding composition, right? Composition is not always set from the start. Sometimes I move it as I go, right? But now, right here, it was set from the start, most likely, right? Yes. But you can even alter composition. I know some people don't believe this, but maybe you haven't done it enough. You can alter composition through color as well. And it's a very tricky thing to do, but you can. There's a lot of colorists out there that know how to do that. Or a handful of them that I've seen that do it very well. Check it out. Ain't this the truth? I'm a sweaty painter, LOL. Oh, yeah. I really am. I'm like, man, why am I sweating so much? Well, you know, it's a workout. And it's just a little one, right? So imagine the big ones. For the big ones, I take out the big guns. I have some big brushes. I start using something like this. Make some power moves. You know? It ends up being really, it starts out by being something more, maybe it could look sort of fall-based impressionistic, and it ends up being something more expressive, right? More expressionist. And then you can slow down also, right? There's moments where you slow down, and then you're like, you don't really slow down. What happens is that you're less intense, but you keep moving. The movement really is what makes the painting, in my experience. The movement makes the painting, because now I'm painting with the intelligent aspect of me. Believe it or not, there is an intelligent aspect of me. And I'm sure there is of every artist out there, if you just allow it to come forth. Right? I'm not talking about some Buddhist stuff. I'm not talking about channeling. I'm not talking about any of that stuff. I'm talking about just trusting. It's very Jedi. It is very Jedi, because you have to trust it. If you don't trust it, it doesn't work with you. It'll reject you. Because you start thinking, right? If you don't trust it, you start thinking, and when you start thinking, now you're not painting. You're only applying color. You're creating form, but you're not painting. It is my belief. If you start thinking, you're not painting. This is why, as old as Donatello, I think it was Donatello, yeah, as old as Donatello, this saying has been around with artists. Donatello said, when one paints, one does not think. Google it. It's worth a Google. Because I know a lot of people don't believe me. A lot of people are like, no, man, you have to think because blah, 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 blah. Dude, if Donatello, Degas, Monet, what's the other cat's name? All the great ones. Manet said, there's only one true thing. You paint as quick, right? You paint that as quick as possible. He wasn't talking about Impressionism, although it was in trend. He was talking about, just look at their studies. Their studies all look like that. They're like, look at some of the guys doing, whether they're doing abstract or realistic work. All of their studies, all of their work, and their masterworks, not just the studies, it all looks. Look at Rembrandt. Some people the other day, someone told me, not the other day, some days ago, they told me, how dare you compare yourself to Rembrandt? Why not? Why not? What does that cat have that I don't? The reason I'm saying this is not to be pompous or anything. What I'm trying to say is, look, what was operating with that cat is also operating with us. He just practiced enough for it to come forth. That's really all that happened. If you see Rembrandt's studies, you find out that a lot of it was even looked out of proportion. Why? Because he wasn't caring about that. That wasn't the thing. Just like Caravaggio, even though people talk about him using cámara lúcida or cámara oscura, but let me give you a better example. The Spanish guy who wasn't Spanish, El Greco, the Greek, Domenico Teocopoulos, this guy was creating artwork. Also, the proportions were very different than what was happening. I think that they were tapping into something different. They were not very interested in being perfectionists. They were trying to really ride that wave, right? The wave of painting, right? Of being in the zone. It's very Zen stuff, very cool stuff. Once you start going deep into it. And the only way that I've learned how to reach and tap on it, touch it, is through practice. Through practice. It doesn't come out of meditation for me or sitting there and looking at it. Maybe that's a starting point, but the thing flowers when you practice. It flowers when you practice. If you start putting in the time and you start, because what happens is that you're losing the fear. That's really what's happening. So you're allowing your knowledge the things that you've experienced in the world, not just what you've learned how to paint, not just your painting knowledge. You're tapping into just basic knowledge and deep knowledge that goes beyond painting. You remember when you were, not that you remember, but let's put it in this example. When you were 10 years old and you were standing in front of a tree, and you absorb that, whether you recollect that or not. And when you tap into that, you're painting that. That's why it's a freaky thing to be an artist. It's a freaky thing. You're really painting more than what you're seeing. right? You're expressing things that you don't even remember that you, because we're sponges as human beings, right? So there it is. It could be a river. I don't know. I think it's more like a dirt road, but let me sign right here. It's supposed to say world's greatest living artist. Bam! Also, you are going to find out that the more you practice, your signature will probably start changing. Maybe even getting looser. Maybe even getting smaller. Ken Cordell says, everyone knows his name. There were a lot of great artists. We just don't talk about them. Totally, there were a lot of great artists. That's how it's going to happen for me. Someone's going to be like, I knew that cat. He used to do Instagram posts and whatnot, like painting. I knew who he was. But yeah, guys, this is pretty much how I like to do it. I'm going to pull a Picasso. I ran out of white, right? So I started using grays and other colors. Picasso used to say, well, not that he used to say, but it's recorded that he said, look, when I don't have one color, I use another one, right? And it's apparent to me that this guy was saying, look, if things aren't working out, right, commit to it. It doesn't matter. Like, use another color, right? This is where I found most of the magic when painting. If I look at a tree and I go, man, it has to be blue. You know, there has to be blue there, or there has to be green, dark green, or whatever. I am closing myself off. But if I just look and I go, okay, whatever, and then whatever I have on the brush, okay, whatever I have on the brush, and then I just go for it, it will start telling me what to do next. It's like a magic wand. I'm letting you guys into some really cool stuff that I've learned through experience. Nobody taught me this. I don't even hear artists talking about this kind of stuff. You know, most artists are like talking about, I don't know, how to mix color correctly. I'm not even interested in that anymore. Okay, not that I'm this big bad boy. No, what I'm saying is, look, if you just start trusting yourself, you start finding out that, man, it's in you already. It's in you. Sure, that you want to keep training and you want to keep learning and you want to keep fostering that. Of course you do. But it's already in you too. Don't dismiss the fact that it's already in you. In case, see, because what happens is that we learn stuff and then we're like, man, how can I learn more? Yeah, keep learning more, but at the same time, trust what you already know. Your human experiences are just as important as your artistic experiences. You know, even more important. Your artistic experiences of how to, you know, when you look at clouds and you're like, how would I paint that cloud? That's not as important. I don't think it's as important as when you were 2-3 years old and your mama was hugging you and you were looking at clouds. You recollected that whether you know it or not, you know, and you put it in your subconscious and it's ready to be used. You just got to tap into it. You got to allow it to come forward, and you got to tap into it. I may be painting some clouds right here that I saw when I was 3 years old in Guadalajara when I was a little boy in Mexico. I don't know, or maybe not. Who knows? But whatever it is, it's pure effing magic. Magic. I'm telling you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I am muy loco. I'm loco for art. I love artwork. I love creating art. I love the creative process. I love just pushing through. And there's days, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. There's days that I'm like, I don't want to do this. And then I just start doing it. I'm like, man, well, what was I saying? You know, what was I? Look at that. Look at that. Color your life. There we go. I love that. Guys, as always, thank you so much. I appreciate it very much. You guys are so cool. You guys are very awesome to join me here. There's a bunch of you people that have some great artwork. Don't think I haven't seen. I've seen your pages. You guys, you have some really cool art. Keep doing your thing. You know, some of you are musicians. Some of you do different stuff. Keep doing your thing. Just keep doing it. Keep fostering it. It's just going to keep on growing. That the worst thing that could happen is that you get better. That's the worst thing that could happen. I know some people are like, good practice makes good. No. Practice makes good art. Good practice, sure, why not? Put that in there. But practice alone makes good art. So, guys, thank you once again. And look, I'm going to be posting this painting. Let me measure it. I'm going to be posting this painting on eBay, on my eBay site. Those of you who haven't checked out my eBay site, I don't know what you guys are waiting for. Go check it out. I'm probably the only artist that puts everything on eBay. I'm muy local like that. I'll put everything that I paint, whatever I draw and everything. So this one measures 15 by 23 inches. And it's going to start at an auction for 99 cents, no reserve. So if you win it, you win it. If I lose, I lose and I cry for a little bit, but then I'll go paint another one. Thank you so much. Sajad, thank you. I appreciate that. Amit, thank you. Thank you so much. Go check it out, guys. I have quite a few art pieces there on eBay, on my eBay store. The way to go there, you just go to my profile and click on the link. The only link that Instagram allows you to have, I guess. So click on that link and it'll take you to my eBay store. Now, I'm not telling you guys, go shop, go shop, go shop. No, I know a lot of you guys are artists. I know a lot of you guys can paint your own stuff. But maybe you'll get some ideas. I don't know. Maybe you'll get some ideas. Oh, I like what this cat's doing, blah, 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 and whatnot. And if you guys are really into like trying to stretch yourselves and grow as artists and whatnot, go check out also my YouTube, my YouTube videos. I have over 1,000 videos where you guys see me doing my thing, talking about art and painting and whatnot. I'm very cool like that. I like sharing my process. I don't believe in being stingy. If artists become stingy, then we can't really grow. Okay, we all have to share. At one point or another, we all have to share. So thank you so much, guys. Take care. Adios, amigos. Stay tuned. I will be posting artwork daily, because I'm cool like that. World's greatest living artist, Jose Trujillo. Adios.